To Satya Live. I'm next week. I don't know if it's next week. Could be the week after that. We are going to be going live on New Thought Media Network on a different platform. And so I'm trying to get that sorted out. I'm so glad to be here today. I'm Allie Benjamin, and it is my great joy and pleasure to be here to share some inspiration. We're all about inspiring minds, healing hearts, and transforming lives. And today I have a wonderful topic that I'm going to be sharing some insights, some spiritual principles about, and it is the word worth, self-worth, value. And so I'm looking forward to that. So as you jump on, I'd love it if you tell me where you are and what's alive with you, and share a little bit. Let's let this be a more of a interactive. That would be awesome. And if you have a question or a comment, go ahead and share it. And I've got my beloved Michael, and he'll be helping to bring those questions or comments more alive so we can dive in. So let's start with a little grounding meditation. I'm so glad that you're here today. Oh, it's a good time to just close the outer eyes. Take a few deep cleansing breaths. And as you do, as you take those breaths, allow each breath to bring you more into this moment, because this is the moment where everything is happening. This is the moment right here and now where you and me and we are all connected. We don't connect in the past. We don't connect in the future. We connect now. And as I say that, I can feel, yeah, we connect in our memories, and we connect in our future ideas, and we will connect in the future more than likely. But this moment now, right here, as we're connected live together, we are in this field, this amazing moment that is alive, energized, and we as living units of energy and information and consciousness are connected to this moment, and this is where all creation starts. It's right here and right now. So just breathe that in and get a sense of yourself gathering all of your energy, all of your attention into this moment. And as you do, get a sense of the worth of this moment, the value of this moment, the value of being here and being alive, being able to breathe and think and feel. It's all happening right where you are, right where I am. Each of us are one of a kind, unique, individualized expressions of the one life, the one power, the one mind, omniscience, omnipotence, omnipresence. So as we become aware and attuned to this truth, this reality, there's a calming of the mind, there's a opening of the heart, and there's this deep ground of being that is felt when we're present. And when we're in this space of having our head, our mind, our heart, our feelings, and our body and our instincts grounded and settled, and there's a coherence between these three centers of intelligence, when this happens, we're in the receptive field of what's possible. We tend to quiet that ego mind, all of the opinions and complaints and comparisons and the worries and the anxiety seem to just dissolve. And we're here alive, tuned in, online, and what opens up to us is this greater sense of meaning and what's possible. And we have access to whatever it is that we need to move forward in our life, step by step, in this spiral of evolution that we're all on, and the very green growing edge of our own becoming. We have access to clear thinking, feeling, connection. And so when we're in this place of expanded awareness, when we're online and awake, then we're more open. We step out of the box of who we were just minutes ago. We step out of the box of our labels and roles and titles and the ideas that we have about ourselves, and we build upon it. We expand to more. We're able to see more clearly our limitations. We're able to see more clearly our blind spots, and we transcend the old and we become brand new. And so welcome to this brand new moment. Welcome to Growing Edge Live. Let's take another deep breath together. Good. And welcome back. As you open your eyes and you feel yourself in this moment and you look around and you just see it's been worth it, hasn't it? This whole life, this whole journey of ups and downs and highs and lows, and the full paradox of our being. Some things make sense, others don't. And there's this wonderful blend of everything coming together. And although it isn't always exactly how our ego would wish it to be, somehow, on some dimension, it's all happening perfectly. And so today I want to share some insights with you on the word worth and what true worth is, and what worthiness is, and what's worthwhile. And so those are some of the topics that I'm going to be talking about today. And I'm so glad that you're here, whether you're here live or whether you're watching this as a replay. I'm really glad. And so the first thing about understanding our worth is realizing that we're more than this body. We're more than the mind. There's a dimension to us that is greater. It is our soul, our spirit. And as we start to become aware of these three dimensions of our being, our mind, our body, and this ineffable, unnameable, really unknowable dimension of us that we call spirit, that might feel like our soul. And as we begin to become aware that we're so much more than what we think and what we do, and the titles and the roles and the stories that we've made up, our past, what happened to us, we're so much more than all of that, but we are all of that. And so as we begin to see ourselves more clearly, as we begin to see that we have this ego mind that is very concerned with our safety, with acquisition, of getting ahead, and as we begin to see that, yeah, that's a part of us, but it's not the entirety of who we are, we begin to establish a greater sense of self-worth. And if you're breathing, which you are. And if you're here on planet Earth, which you are, then you were born worthy. It is your birthright. Each and every one of us wouldn't be here if that wasn't so. And so as we kind of settle into that, like, yeah, I'm supposed to be here. Yes, I answered some invitation long, long ago before I incarnated to be here now. And this is worthwhile. And I'm going to dive right in. I'm going to have a greater sense of establishing my worth for myself, because it's really all for ourselves. Because when we establish our worth for ourselves, then that naturally, energetically is transferred out there into the world, is communicated out there to others. Because when we know who we truly are, because that's really the first step in establishing our worth, or connecting to our worth, our self-worth, our self-value, is doing the inner work to find out who we really are, to know thyself. And so who are you, really? The magnificence of who you are is so far greater than maybe you've ever given consideration to. The magnificence of who you are is so much more than your limiting thoughts, is so much more than your past mistakes. You are worthy of being here. You are so full of potential, of possibilities. And so even though you may think that things aren't going your way, that you don't have what it takes to have that dream life, that pie in the sky idea of how things should be happening, well, you do. You have everything. You were born equipped with everything that you need to live a life of fulfillment and meaning. And you may say, well, that sounds good. I can believe it. If you're telling me that, maybe I can just believe you, that you believe that for me. But it's true. You have everything that is required to live a life of fulfillment and meaning and purpose and value. And if you're comparing yourself to others, then that's going to be a hurdle or a block, because that will have you looking out here and having you wait until situations are just right, or someone gives you the approval that your ego is seeking in order for you to get going in enjoying what you've got. Maybe you're someone that has the false premise that looking at what's wrong or what's missing is more important or more front of mind than seeing the perfection of the moment, of counting your blessings rather than your burdens. And many of us get trapped in this egoic way of seeking the external something in order for us to be happy, for us to feel worthy. Well, worth, self-value, self-esteem starts from the inside out. So the first step is to know yourself as a spiritual being that is so much more than the roles, identities, the body, the mind. You are a soul having this experience. Your soul is this enormous thing, this dimension of your being, and you as a physical, mental, emotional being exist within your soul. So you kind of expand the idea, expand your perspective from this physically localized version of yourself. You are that, but you're more than that. So you begin to expand out into that greater dimension of who and what you are. And each of us, with this living continuum of energy, of love, that is constantly moving forward with this, while we're on earth, we're packaged in this human body, but we're really on a quantum level, on a spiritual level, we're a part of this continuum, this growing edge, this evolutionary process. And when we have this broader perspective, things start to relax within our body. Stress begins to lessen. Health issues can seem to diminish because we're not holding the tension of needing to know, of needing to figure things out, of having to have things be a particular way in order for us to move forward or be happy or feel content. And that seems to drop away, and that affects the mental, the physical, the emotional, the spiritual, all dimensions of our being. And so as we begin to explore the paradox of this existence, our perspective expands and we start to embrace the full spectrum of who and what we are. And that includes the ego's worries and fears and pain and suffering. And we don't push that aside or beach bowl it. We bring it up and say to ourselves, what is this pain? What is this grief? What is this anguish? And we begin to see that we're both and. We're both the joy and the potential and the possibilities and the non-local, broader perspective, our soulful self, and with a physical, and we come with our issues, and we come with our stories. So we're not doing a spiritual bypass, but we're saying yes to all of our parts, and we're loving them. We're saying it's okay to be fearful. Fear isn't real, and we begin to sit with it and explore it, do a little bit of inquiry, and we start to see the elusive nature of it. We start to see that it isn't as real as it felt when we were in denial or pushing it away or not including it. So we include it all, the paradox, the ups, the downs, the lights, the darks, all of it, our pain, our shame, all of it, our pride, and we begin to lessen our attachment to all of that, all of those traits and qualities and attributes, and we begin to say, yes, it's all welcome here. It's all welcome here. And so we begin to see that everything, even our pain and our struggles and our suffering, has a gift. It's all for us, and it allows us to build a more fully orbed, multifaceted, wonderful person, soulful person here on earth. And we begin to loosen our grip. We begin to not take things as personally. We begin to see that we're always doing our best. And we begin to allow others to be in their own lane and have their own experience. And we begin to focus more on our own set of dreams, desires, and values. And so that's one of the key things to understanding your worth, is to identify your values. What are your hierarchy of values? What's most important in your life? Is it your family? And I'm sure you're all saying yes. Is it your work? Possibly. Is it your health and well-being, your fitness? Is it your financial freedom? Is it your studies and your learning? Is it self-improvement? What is it that is valuable to you? And you start to take some time to identify your values. And everyone has the ability and the right to establish their values, their hierarchy of values, exactly as they want to. This isn't a comparison game. This isn't a keeping up with the neighbors. This is you being honest and truthful with yourself so that you can identify what's most valuable to you. And then once you have that, then it's easy, if you're disciplined and willing and determined to prioritize yourself and realize your worth, you then organize your time, talent, energy in service of your values. And this is how we live a conscious life. This is how we become more effective and productive and more happy. The result is happiness. The result is fulfillment. The result is you walking your talk. The result is authentic living. When we've identified what we value, when we start to organize our actions, we organize our thoughts in alignment with our values, we then feel a great sense of being in the zone, living full out, being on purpose, and we naturally become a living presence, a beneficial living presence on this planet. Why? Because you've got in tune with who you are. You've got in tune with what's most valuable to you. And you've organized your time, talent, energy, resources in service of that. And that is a spirit-centered life, a soulful life, a life of deep meaning and value. It is a life of freedom. It is a life free of mental anguish, of physical ailments, of confusion, of deception, deceiving ourselves. It's free of a life of discontent. And so the choice is yours. Are you ready to identify what you value most in your life? To prioritize these values and organize your life around it. Because when you do, you set yourself free and you rise above all of the pain and the suffering that occurs when we're not being true to ourself and our soul. It's very simple. It's just not always very easy, especially if we're carrying a lot of baggage that we haven't unpacked. And that means it's time to do some work. And so Aristotle called our highest value the telos. And the telos is the end in mind. So teleology is the study of meaning and purpose. And when we start to practice this, we start to fill our life with what is most meaningful for us, most inspiring to us, most fulfilling to us. Why would we do anything else? Seriously, think about it. All of those obligations, all of those things that we think we need to do because someone else made them a priority for us, we need to question that. Because us doing things out of responsibility, obligation, not responsibility, obligation or desperation brings us out of alignment. We have to explore those things and realize, make a decision. Is this something that I can categorize as a thing of inspiration? Because if I'm doing this thing, if I'm making a decision based on desperation or obligation, then I'm not going to be in alignment with myself. And so establish your priorities, establish your values, establish your priorities, and then move forward with that full intention. And so I want to close with a little activation meditation. And these are some affirmations that will establish your worth within inside yourself so that it will naturally come out in the world in the form of you doing the things that are most valuable to you that will then translate as serving the higher good of all. Are you ready for that? Okay, so close your eyes for a moment and just tune into your heart and get a sense of being fully present. And I've created this acronym out of the word worth, W-O-R-T-H. So just breathe in worth for a moment. I am worthy. I am worth it. I am ready to do worthwhile things that align with my values. And the first word is wisdom. So just feel that wisdom and feel that word and the energy that's associated with wisdom moving through your body, almost like a little tornado of cleansing, clearing wisdom moving through all of your energy centers, moving through your entire physical body, cleansing, clearing your more subtle energy bodies that extend out from your physical body. And just listen and repeat this affirmation. I call upon my inner wisdom. I call upon my inner wisdom to come online and expand my awareness. To come online and expand my awareness. I shine my light on what is possible as I move forward. I shine my light on what is possible as I move forward. That is wisdom. So we activate wisdom right now. I call upon my inner wisdom to come online and expand my awareness and shine light on what is possible as I move forward. Breathe that in. Very good. And now we move to the letter O. Openness. I call upon my openness, acceptance, and generosity. I call upon my openness, acceptance, and generosity. I expand my perspective and willingness to share my gifts with others. I expand my perspective and willingness to share my gifts with others. And just feel the openness that occurs within you, within your mind, within your heart, and within your belly, as you feel this new expanded sense of openness, acceptance, and generosity. Very good. I call upon the next word, which is resilience. I call upon my inner resilience, strength, and power to face challenges with confidence, to do hard things, and respond with grace. And so as we realize our worth, we call upon our openness, we call upon our resilience, and we call upon our treasures. This is the next one. I call upon my treasures to be the answer to the world's prayers. I love that. I call upon my inner treasures to be an answer to the world's prayers, to those in need and those who are seeking healing and awakening. And feel that right now. And repeat after me. I call upon my inner treasures to be an answer to the world's prayers. I call upon my inner treasures to be an answer to the world's prayers, to those in need and to those who seek healing and awakening. And so together we're calling upon our wisdom, our openness, our resilience, our treasures. And then we finish this beautiful acronym, worth, W-O-R-T-H. And the last letter is H, and it stands for heart. And so hands on your heart and repeat after me. I call upon my heart to guide me forward. I call upon my heart to guide me forward. By revealing what means the most to my soul, by revealing what means the most to my soul. I share my love, my joy, and my light with the world. I share my love, my joy, my light with the world. I share my creativity, my hopes and dreams with everyone I meet. I share my creativity, my hopes, my dreams, wherever I go. And just feel that worth within you beginning to build and come online. Feel a love for yourself as never before as you establish the importance of loving yourself, of feeling the full worthiness of being here, prioritizing yourself and your values and saying yes, thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, universe. Thank you, love. Thank you for this opportunity to shine and to share and to love and to be. And open your eyes and just get a sense of how valuable you are, how much you're loved. I love you. And if we here at Satya can support you, just let us know. We're here for you. We have prayer partners that can support you in times of need, whether you're struggling or whether you're working on building your dreams and making something amazing come true in your life. We have possibility partners that will support you in building the consciousness for what it is you want and for who it is that you're becoming. So peace and blessings to you today, and join me tomorrow with my Growing Edge Live podcast that airs at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific. And my guest is my friend and someone that has meant so much in along my spiritual journey, and that's the musician, the speaker, the beautiful inspiration, Karen Drucker. And if you haven't heard of her, search her look her up and hear her music. It will crack your heart open. It will remind you of your worth and take you right to that place of, yes, I'm here to live a life full on and full out. So Karen Drucker and me are going to have a deep dive. She's going to play some music tomorrow on Growing Edge Live. You can find us on Satya Center on Facebook, on YouTube, and at New Thought Media Network, which is our host and our production for our show. So peace and blessings to you. Trust and know that you have everything right here. Just say yes to yourself. You're worth it. Mwah. Namaste, peace and blessings, and I'll see you tomorrow and next Sunday. Bye-bye.